Alright, in this quick video I'm going to show you how to use the tripods that we have in our classroom. We used to have really crappy tripods and we've upgraded to some pretty nice ones. These are a lot more heavy duty and they function really well for what we use them for. So real quick, just as I have this here before I start zooming in, there are some knobs along the side. If you turn them counterclockwise, that's how you loosen them. And once you loosen them, you can actually collapse the legs or extend the legs. Now, whenever you get them to where you want, you need to make sure you go right again, clockwise, to tighten them, because you don't want it moving once you are set up. But this thing does extend very, very tall, and then it can also go very short as well. So make sure that you have it the height that you want. Now I'm going to zoom in and show you more about this tripod. Alright, so for the first piece that I'm going to show you here is going to be the biggest piece that you have here that gets the tripod stable. So obviously if you've ever used a level before, you're going to notice that on these tripods there is a level right here. Obviously you want the dot to be, the water dot to be right in the center, and how you adjust that is by this device down here. Again, counterclockwise loosens it and allows you to turn the whole thing, and then clockwise tightens it and allows you to lock it in place. This piece you really want to get in that center dot and then lock it. What's really nice about this is if you're recording from like the bleachers or something like that and you have legs that aren't an even length, it's okay. You can still get it completely level by using this piece right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that dot right there in the center. Right there. Now is where it is. Okay, so that was a little harder to lock than I'd like to admit, holding a camera in one arm, one hand. But now this thing is level. Now let's talk about the other pieces that are on here. First off, this right here and this right here are very important. If I loosen this one right here, it makes it to where it's much more smooth to be able to turn side to side. So if I'm filming a football game, I want to be able to follow the action very smoothly, and this helps me do that. Now, if I am filming maybe a band concert, like a concert in the gym, I don't want this thing to move at all. I want it to be rock solid. So I'll tighten this thing, and once it's tightened all the way, it doesn't turn side to side literally at all. Now, likewise, if I want to be able to move up and down, that is what this knob here is for. This helps you be able to move up and down. If this is loose, then you can move up and down very freely. Now you have to understand though that the weight of the camera sometimes, if you have it too loose, will make it fall forward over time just because it's too loose. And likewise, if I want it to be locked, I just go clockwise until it's literally rock solid and I can't turn it anymore. And now that's not going to go up and down at all. It's locked. Okay? A couple other pieces of information here. This piece right here, you really don't ever need to change that. That's just changing the angle of your arm. I guess if the arm there isn't the angle you want it and you want it up higher or something like that, I always just generally leave them right here. But that's all that piece does. So you basically want to leave that there. And now the most important part. A lot of people have asked me because they don't actually understand how to get the cameras back on the stage and on the slide. So right now, I don't have a camera on here, obviously. How do I get this slide off here? The camera mounts to this screw on the slide. So I got to get the slide out first. It's a combination of two things. This right here has to be loosened all the way. And then once I loosen it, this thing will go here. But there's still another mechanism to help the camera not just fall out. So you loosen this thing first, and then on this side, you're going to see that there's this bronze button. I hold the bronze button, and now I can release the slide. Now, this screw that's on the slide has to be screwed into the bottom of the camera that I'm going to be mounting to the tripod. So let's get the camera real quick. Alright, now my job is going to be to get this slide on the bottom of this camera. There's a couple things that you need to be cognizant of. If you look at the slide, you should see that there's an arrow pointing forward. You want that to be to the front of the camera. On our Canon XA11s, there's this bead here that helps lock it in place as well. I want that bead to be like right under the ledge, so that way this camera is not moving at all. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to take this piece and I want it to be right under the front lip of this. So And the reason why is because if I actually put it where it goes and I can't access, it covers that battery slot up and I can't get my battery out. And I want to be able to get my battery out, so I slide this thing forward. Now you can see that latch for the battery. Is it really what you're supposed to do? Not technically. Technically, this little silver piece here, this nub, it goes into this hole on the camera that's right in front of the screw. But I take that nub and, like I said, I put it to where it's fixated right under this ledge. And the whole purpose of that is just so I can still get my battery out. So again, not necessarily exactly how you're supposed to do it, but how I do it. So I put it there. Now I gotta take this screw and line it up with the hole. So I get it there. And again, I've got my forward arrow pointing towards the front of the camera. Now I can start screwing this thing in. Now, it's important that you get that tight. You want that to be tight on the camera so it doesn't come out. And that's why it's important to have like a coin. If I have a coin, I can take this and tighten it, just like all the other things on the tripod, tighten it by going righty-tighty, or you could say clockwise. So I go clockwise around. To loosen it is counterclockwise. This little rubber stopper here just helps it to where this thing can't come out. And now I can take it and put it on my tripod. I'll show you that in just a second. All right, now I am ready to put my camera on the tripod. So this slide just fixates right into these grooves. And I will make sure that my arrow is pointing forward on here. The front of my camera is going on here. It slides right into those grooves. Now listen. Did you hear that lock? That lock was the bronze button there locking this thing in. So it's still wobbly, but it won't come out now. So now what's important is now that it's on there, what I want to do is I want to come back over here to this lever. And this tightens that slide onto the stage. And now, after I've got that to where it's clockwise all the way tight, this thing will not come out of here. It is locked in. My tripod is set up and ready to go. I can go film any kind of thing that I would like to.